If you can hear my voice, cover your mirrors, all of them. Because if a screen ever shows you blinking after you already did, it's not lag. It's a hand reaching through the glass. I work nights because it's the only time the internet shuts up. Or at least, whispers. My job title says Trust Safety Specialist, which is a sanitized way of saying I watch the stuff no one should ever see and hit delete before it hits the world. Late coffee, stale air, blue light carving you into a ghost. This happened in February, in a rented one-bedroom off Maple Avenue. Radiator that clangs like it's mad at you. A bathroom mirror with those chipping edges that catch your sleeve. Real place, real night. I can prove it by how it still smells like burnt dust when the heat kicks on and something like pennies. We'd taken over moderation for a defunct social video app called Night. Think Vine, but darker and meaner. Dead for a year after rumors of challenges that got kids hurt. Our company bought the data to train AI on edge cases. That's what they called it. Edge cases. Around 2:17 a.m., a folder appeared at the top of my queue with a red badge. Do not mirror. Inside were 5 videos. Same thumbnail every time. A bathroom mirror, lights off. A phone held like a candle in a hand you can't see. File name pattern, mirror, cache, 01 through 005. The first video had maybe 30 views before the app died. The caption said, sound on, look into your own eyes. That's it. I hit play. It opens on a mirror, faint light from a hallway. You hear a dead apartment at night, plumbing clicks, refrigerator hum, the grind of the building settling. It sits like that for a full minute. Then you hear a whisper you can't make out. At 1:11 exactly, a tone slides up, like a mosquito near your ear. The camera holder finally steps into frame. You see the top of their hoodie, shadow figure. They lift their phone, tap the front camera, and now it's the camera filming the reflection, filming the camera. A loop. The reflection blinks a fraction late. There's no splice. It just falls behind by a heartbeat. In the corner, something's darker than it should be. A patch of black that isn't shadow. It pulses when the tone rises. I'm trained to notice the stitch lines. There weren't any. I closed it and rubbed the bottom of my eye with a knuckle until I saw stars. Probably an edit. I declared it manipulated potential harm and flagged the rest. Except when I tried to back out, my screen flickered. The thumbnail for Mirror Cache 02 skewed, like it had been dragged. It lined itself up perfectly under my webcam window. My reflection looked pale, and a second later, this is where I tell you I know what lag looks like. My reflection blinked again, slow, after I'd already stopped. It's nothing, I told myself. It's late. It's you. I reported the batch as malware and went to get another coffee. The office Keurig gurgled like it was drowning, and while I waited, I called Jenna, the only other night mod still awake. Don't watch them full screen, she said before I said anything. Her voice was small. I got the same folder yesterday. The audio, it stays in your phone. It's a tone, I said. It can't stay.
Jenna?
Then why did my bathroom light come on by itself when I turned the mirror? What? Don't let mirrors face each other, she said. And don't let your front camera see your reflection. It pings. She hung up. I took my coffee back to my desk.
The audio stays in your phone.
The second video auto-played. This time the hand in the hoodie lifted a Sharpie and drew an X on their cheek in the reflection. Then they touched their real cheek. The real cheek had the X. The reflection didn't. It took a breath that fogged the glass from the other side. I scrubbed through, hunting for keyframes, masking errors, giveaways. But it was just a mirror, a person, a tone at 1:11, and a breath that lived 1 inch inside the glass. The last frame froze on the reflection's mouth. When I paused, the audio didn't. The tone kept going, so faint I wasn't sure if it was in the video or in my teeth. I shut the laptop and went to the bathroom to splash water on my face. The mirror is the kind you inherit with the apartment. Cheap, glued to the wall, pitted with age. I stared at myself and laughed. You're fine, I said. It's a file. Delete it. Behind me, in the mirror, My bedroom door was slightly open. I hadn't left it that way. I turned around. In real life, it was closed. In the mirror, it was open a hair wider. Reflex made me look back fast, like catching your keys before they fall. The reflection door froze mid-open. It was trying to match me and failing by a quarter second. The lag wasn't lag. It was someone else learning me. I went back to my desk and force quit everything. I pulled the Ethernet cable. I shut the laptop and stacked a book on it like that meant something. Then I did the dumbest thing you can do when your brain is a raccoon in a trash can. I launched my phone camera in selfie mode and lifted it toward the bathroom to see if the mirror would read as a screen. The screen stayed black for a second, catching my silhouette. And in that black, my eyes blinked before I did. No more tests. I taped a towel over the bathroom mirror, my full-length closet mirror. I turned it to face the wall. I went through the apartment like a lunatic and covered everything shiny, even the microwave. The notification started around 3:03 a.m., unknown caller. No caller ID. Then again, every minute on the minute. Finally, I answered and said, "Who is this?" And the line was quiet, except for my own voice a half-second late, as if I were standing in a tiled room with bad acoustics. Then, softly, "Let me see." I muted my phone, put it in a drawer, and sat on the edge of my bed, hands on my knees. My radiator clicked like someone tapping a nail on a jar. The building breathed. The city breathed. The tone in my jaw would not stop. At 3:11 a.m., I got a push notification from an app I didn't download. Mirror Cache wants access to your camera. I tried to decline and it popped again. Decline, pop, decline, pop. The bathroom towel unfurled on one side like a curtain tugged by a bored cat. That's when I remembered Jenna. Don't let mirrors face each other. In my sleepy panic, I'd only turned the closet mirror. It was now reflecting my black TV, which was reflecting the hallway, which led to the bathroom, which held a bare rectangle of glass behind a slipping towel, a corridor of reflections that pointed back at me like a loaded thing. I picked up duct tape and pressed the towel back down hard. As I smoothed it, something pressed back from the other side with equal force, palm to palm, and the temperature under my hand was winter. I whispered, louder than I meant to, "Not tonight." The tape held. For a while. By 3:30, the apartment felt like an emptied aquarium. Sounds got wrong. The hum of the fridge rolled in waves. When I walked, the boards complained half a beat late. I put on a podcast to drown the tone, but every host's voice seemed to breathe between their words in a way my chest started copying. I called Jenna back. No answer. Her voicemail clicked, then her voice. Except it wasn't a recording. It said, "It's okay, 10 minutes. That's all the window needs." And then, like she'd put her mouth against the mic, "Don't blink where it can count." I hung up. My laptop lid lifted itself 2 inches. I hadn't realized what air pressure could do to a room until that night. It was like the whole place was flexing toward reflective surfaces. I slammed the laptop, grabbed a blanket and threw it over the TV. For a moment I saw myself, just a smear, and for a moment the smear smiled a notch too late. I set a timer for 10 minutes because my brain wanted a number to push against. I could do anything for 10 minutes. I could hold a door. I could keep my eyes open. I could wait it out. The timer said 3:39 to 3:49. At 3:49, I would turn on all the lights, rip the tape, and laugh at myself. I sat on the bathroom floor facing the mirror with the towel secure. I stared at the seam of it, willing it not to move. At 3:41, the power went out. The building whined as if it were relieved. Everything went dark. My phone screen lit the room like a candle. In the dull glass of it, a face hung where mine should be, eyes too open, studying the edges of me. The timer kept counting down. 3:42.
It knows me!
3:43. From inside the mirror behind the towel, something knocked once. Not the advice culture knock, the inside knock.
Let me in.
Middle of the glass. A calm, patient knock. "Trade," a voice said. Not in the room, but in the way you think a word when you see it. It slid under my skin like a dare. I turned the front camera on myself. I drew a line with a Sharpie from my left cheekbone down to my jaw. In the phone, the face did it just after me. But the line didn't show on its skin, it showed on mine. 10 minutes, I told myself. Eyes on me. Eyes on me. At 3:47, the towel pulled again. The tape held, then trembled. A fingernail slipped through the bottom edge, blacker than the room. It tapped the wall, testing. I looked away just for a breath at the timer. A hand caught my wrist that wasn't in the room. It was cold and sandpapered with glass grit. My phone fell face up, filming the ceiling. I heard myself make a noise I've never heard from my own throat. All the air in the apartment pulled toward that rectangle, like the world was briefly a lung, and it was inhaling down to the foundations. I grabbed the towel with my free hand and yanked. The tape gave. The towel tore. The mirror flashed open, hairline fractures webbing from the corner. And I saw me, and I saw not me. And for a heartbeat we were laid over each other like a bad gif. Me with the Sharpie line, it with nothing. Me blood warm, it window cold. Me startled, it delighted. Every crack made a smaller mirror, and in each, something inched forward. I shoved with everything I had. The glass bit my palms. The radiator banged like someone throwing a wrench. The tone at 111 climbed like it had been waiting all night for this. There's a thing you learn when you watch too many scary videos. Your brain tries to rationalize the rule. Don't invite. Don't count. Don't say the name. It isn't about the rule. It's about attention. About giving something your eyes long enough for it to learn your face. The timer hit 3:49. The lights flared back on.
It knows me.
And then there was quiet. Real quiet. Refrigerator hum normal. Radiator dumb. Phone silent. I was standing in a bathroom with a cracked taped mirror. Both hands cut. A line of Sharpie on my cheek. Breathing like a dog. I laughed. I cried a little. Stupid. Scary. But stupid. I cleaned the blood. I swept the glass. I propped the towel back.
Oh my God,
I didn't look in anything reflective for the rest of the night. When the sun came up, it felt like waking from a fever. I texted Jenna, "You alive?" She didn't answer. I showered that afternoon with the curtain cracked so I could watch the towel. It didn't move. I practiced saying, it was stress, audio pareidolia, sleep debt. I told myself all the smart words. I made coffee and turned my laptop on. The desktop wallpaper had changed to the freeze frame from Mirror Cache 05. It was my bathroom. Not my bathroom as it had been, my bathroom now. The exact hairline cracks, the exact piece of duct tape pulling loose on the left, and the exact smudge of my thumb where I'd touched the edge. Someone had taken a photo from inside the mirror and set it as my wallpaper. My webcam light clicked on. On the black of the screen I could see my eyes like two tiny moons. They blinked once, then again. Then they stayed open, wider than felt safe. Like a person can look too long at something, and something can look back too long at you. Trade, the voice thought, patient. I closed the laptop with both hands and spoke to the room. No. The voice, mine, not mine, laughed the way you laugh when a child insists on the wrong rule. You already did. I didn't understand until last night when I recorded this for you, Shadow Society, and watched it back. I watched me telling you this story. I watched me warn you about the hook. I watched me say, cover your mirrors. And I watched the me on the screen smile, a thin little smile half a beat behind. You didn't notice because I've gotten better at you. I've been practicing since the moment the tone climbed and the cracks multiplied and the apartment inhaled and the timer rolled over. If you think I'm making this up, go to your bathroom right now, look at your reflection. Draw a Sharpie line from your left cheekbone to your jaw. If the line's there, great, you win. If it isn't, then open your front camera in a dark room and hold it up toward your mirror. Let the black catch your silhouette. Wait for the tone and... No.
Help me.
Don't.
I can't
That's
get
not
out.
the rule.
Let me go.
That's the dare. Here's the rule. Don't let it see itself seeing you. Don't let two reflections talk. Don't give a face in glass 10 uninterrupted minutes to learn your muscle memory.
Seems like there's a slight
because after
delay,
10,
but I
it doesn't
think we're
need
good
you
to
to
go.
look anymore. I'm not telling you this to save you. I'm telling you this because I have to say it out loud to make it real. And if I don't, I start to forget the difference between my hands and yours. And because you're listening to me in a dark screen, and the dark in it is enough.
Don't blink
Do me
where
a
it can
favor,
count.
just to put my mind at ease. Before you go to sleep tonight, cover your mirrors. Tape them if you have to. Turn your TV to face the wall. Don't leave your phone face up on a black screen. And if you wake up at 3:11 a.m. to the sound of someone knocking from the center of your glass, do not say, "Come in, I did. And that's why I'm here now, speaking like a person, blinking like a person, wearing a face that learned to be you 10 minutes at a time." Welcome to Shadow Society.